All right, so good morning, everyone. My name is Archibald Gordon. I'm Director of Marketing and Communications here at the Caribbean Maritime University, and welcome to our 2023 graduation webinar. This webinar is in response to concerns which have been raised by students that they're not getting enough information about different aspects of graduation. We understand that there is a lot of anxiety based on some of the things which are being said via email, but also being posted on different social media platforms with regard to different aspects of graduation. And so we've put together this webinar so that it can be a kind of one-stop shop where you can get the information that you need as well as ask questions. So our intention is for this to be short and sweet. We're going to be providing you with a fair amount of information, but we're going to be opening the floor for your questions as well. So short and sweet, as I said, we're going to go straight into the presentation by the university registrar, Ms. Keisha Walker, because of course, graduation is a registry function. So they are the ones who are organizing most of the different kinds of aspects of graduation. So I'm going to ask Ms. Walker to present. When Ms. Walker has completed her presentation, we're going to open the floor for questions. You can open your microphone and ask questions. You can share your questions in the chat. We urge you to take down notes as you go along. There's also a graduation website. We'll also provide a link to that website that will continue to be updated as we go along, and we'll have a lot of the information that you need. And you can also get information on our social media pages, and because this is an official function, a lot of that information is also going to be sent out via email. But we encourage you to ask as many questions as possible as you like, rather, when the opportunity arises. So on that note, I'm going to hand over to Ms. Walker so she can do the presentation. And after that, I'll return to moderate the question and answer. And again, ask any question that you want to ask. Make sure that you get all of the information that you need at the end of this session. Ms. Walker?
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Good morning, all. I'm going to share my screen. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Archie, I'm going to ask you to share that presentation that I sent you because I'm having challenges at this point.
No problem.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. So good morning again, everyone. I know that in the room we have potential graduates. So I want to commend you for getting to this point and to congratulate you for surviving the 4 years to get to this point. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of things because I know that you have questions. So let's start. Archie, go to slide 3. All right, so the date of graduation is November 16, which is a Thursday. The venue is the National Indoor Sports Center. The graduation this year will start at 11 a.m. and the format is face-to-face. We will also be streaming live on YouTube as well. Now, as it relates to graduation eligibility, we would have published to your CMU email addresses, as well as recently your personal email addresses, the requirements for graduation. I know a lot of students are antsy right now, wondering if they're eligible because they would have submitted an application through the graduation eligibility portal. But please note, if it is, you have gone through 4 years, if you have fulfilled the matriculation requirements for the university, meaning that you came in with your 5 subjects, or if it is that you had been given conditional acceptance, you have done what you needed to do to clear that subject, as well as successfully completed all the taught courses in your program, including your research project, as well as successfully completed your industrial awareness. This is particularly for the full-time students. You have no records missing from your student file. it means that you have met the requirements to be certified by the Caribbean Maritime University. And I need to be clear when I say this. The application that you're asked to fill out on the system is not necessarily to indicate to us that you are going to walk in a ceremony. The graduation eligibility portal is there for you to indicate to us that you're done. You have completed what has been expected of you, and you are ready now to be certified by the university. We have students who have not yet completed this application. Whether you're choosing to participate in the ceremony or not, you need to complete the application so that we know that you're done. Whether you're from the 2019 group or not, you need to complete the form to let us know you're done and you are to be certified. All right, so those students who are graduating outside of their year, so they would have been here from 2016, 2017, 2018, you need to apply to tell us that you're done, because our focus right now is generally on the 2019 student. So if it is that you were in the system and you're done now, let us know so that we can process you along with the class, because this would be your graduating year. All right. The next slide would have indicated the process for application, right? You need to log into the SRS portal, select the graduation eligibility button. We are asking that you apply only once, please, because we're seeing repetition in the system. I don't know if the students, because they did not hear anything, they believe that their application was not submitted. Generally, if you're not told by the system that the application didn't go through, the likelihood exists that it did, right? All persons for this year's graduation are asked to apply through this portal by next week, the latest. You understand? All right, the next slide has to deals with the graduation fee. The overall cost for graduation to students is $33,000. To cadets, it's $26,000. Now, $5,000 out of that money is paid directly to brands. So we don't collect the fee that is payable to brands. It goes directly to them. You need to make the payment for the university to the university, and the amount to brands. Now, this is a flat rate. Whether you choose to walk or not, it is one flat rate. When you pay for those persons who are coming for the graduation photo shoot, you will need to present your payment to the Treasury so you can, to fast track your process, make payment at Paymaster. Don't come to the university to pay, because usually on photo shoots day, there's a long line. So if you can pay in advance at Paymaster, just walk with that slip. The Treasury will give you a clearance. That clearance is what you will present to brand studios for them to take your photo. If you don't present that clearance, you cannot take a photograph on the day. All right. Next. Now the photo shoot is scheduled for November 6 to 10. So that's 1 week that brands will be here. Now brands cannot handle the crowd, so they won't be taking any photos at their offices. Everything will be done on the main campus. And it is important that we note this, because we are also designing areas of the campus where you can take other photographs. So we have decorators coming in to put up nice little places where you can take photos even after you have taken your graduation photo, your official graduation photo. All right. So the photo shoot with brands will start at 10 and run until 3 p.m. Students, do not wait until 3 p.m. to get in for your photo shoot. You understand? As the last person will be accepted at 3 o'clock. Even if there are persons before them, we are accepting the last person at 3 p.m. So if it is that you come 3:05 or 3:30, you know that you're coming back the next day. All right. Now, Brand Studios is the official photographer for the event, right? They will also be present on graduation day to take a photograph of you getting your canister on stage from the registrar. That is a part of your package. Those persons who are choosing not to walk in the ceremony, you will not get that photo as part of the package. All right. Now, as it relates to gown rentals, persons, you are required to be in a gown unless you're a cadet. You are supposed to be officially in one of our academic gowns on the day for the photo shoot. So persons who come in, you would have gotten the schedule. We're going to see it in a little while. On the day when you come, you will be given a gown. If it is that you decide that you don't want to participate in the ceremony, you will use the gown, but you will return it on the day. If it is that you have decided that you're going to be walking at graduation, you will be allowed to take your gown away with you. All right. So that's the gown that you will use for the ceremony afterwards on the 16th. And you have until November 24 to return that gown to us. Now, please note, and I will say it again later on, that gown and everything else that you get with the gown must be returned before you can collect your certificates. All right. If it is that we don't get the gown at all, it means that we will add the value of the gown to your bill. So I would recommend, we're not accepting any gowns at the end of the graduation ceremony. You are required to return the gowns to the university. All right. Now, you'll see something at the bottom that says that the graduation cap is mandatory. So after graduating on the day, for the lovely ladies who will be doing their nice hairstyles, please ensure that you do a hairstyle that will accommodate the cap. Your hair can't be too poofy or the cap will not fit you. And the cap is a requirement for the gown. All right. Now, the next slide would show you the examples of some of the students who would have graduated in previous time. The men, for the photo shoot, we're asking you to wear a shirt and tie on the day. Now you can be wearing jeans. I mean, we're not taking pictures of your full body for the graduation photo shoot. But if it is that you are desirous of taking any other photograph on the day, we would ask that you maintain our dress code. So if it is that you're going to go out after the photo shoot and take pictures in front of those decorated areas that we will have here, I am asking you to maintain our dress code. You cannot be wearing jeans, sneakers, flip-flops. You can't be wearing piercings where they're not supposed to be worn. All right? You need to ensure that you are maintaining the university's dress code. As it relates to the females, we're asking that you notice the young lady in the photograph, your neck area is to be cleared. You can wear a nice necklace, but you can't be wearing any colored shirts because it won't go well with the gown. All right. And you can please remember that for the graduation ceremony itself, your gown is a closed gown. All right. It is not a gown like what the students wear at the University of the West Indies. Their gown is an open gown. All right. It means that if you don't want to go out and buy a nice, pretty dress for our graduation ceremony, you don't have to, because you're going to be completely covered. All right. Next slide. So this slide has specifics, and we're going to be making this PowerPoint presentation available to all our graduates. All right. We are stressing the dress code. Your gown is black. We ask for the males that you wear a color that will complement your photograph: white, cream, are nice colors when you're taking a graduation photo. I know that a lot of students may have grown their hair, and I'm talking about the males here. Please remember our dress code. You're going to be wearing a cap, so no hair can be all over the place. You understand? If it is that your hair is cane road, it needs to be nicely cane road so that when the cap goes on, it looks nice and pretty. All right? I don't expect any of the men to come here with any earring in their ears as well. For the females, you will notice here that we say a V-neck blouse because once we put on the gown, we are not supposed to see the blouse at all. You can wear a tank top as well, all right? Because we need to see your neckline. So get a nice, pretty necklace, something that will complement the gown. For those persons who have piercings, you are not to wear any other ring except the ones in your lobe or the ones on your fingers, right? No nose rings, no earrings that run up to the ear, right? Those things are not to be visible. And I do stress that you need to ensure that your hair can be worn with the cap. And please remember the colors if you're choosing to wear a wig or to wear colored hair on the day. There, we will not accommodate certain colors, all right? Natural colors for the typical Black female is what is the standard. And remember again, no flip-flops, no slippers, no jeans, no sneakers. Remember that we have a closed gown. So when you take your photograph outside, even with your family, you want that shot to look good and be representative. I don't want anyone to be wearing a sneakers for others to believe that it is okay to do so. All right? So please get your nice black shoes or your nice pretty heels, but no flip-flops, no slippers, please. All right, so the photo shoot, we would have published the schedule of when the different groups are to come in for the photo shoot. All right. Now, if it is that you are unable to come in on the date that your group is coming in, you only need to let us know. What happens is that because we have so many students graduating, when we're taking out the gowns to bring to the space, we are working with the group that we know is coming in. All right. So if it is that you know that you can't make it the Monday or the Tuesday, because that is when your group is coming in, you let us know, you drop us a line. We would have already published numbers, CUG numbers for persons that you can reach. Just let us know, Miss Walker, can you switch me to Friday so that we will have those hoods available on the day. All right. And you will not be held up. The next, we will have rings this academic year. We are partnering with the American Jewelry Company. So we will be having them on hand to showcase the different kinds of rings that are available to our students. Now, rings range from $7,000 up to a high of $135,000 because you're dealing with either silver rings or gold. And you know that with gold, you have different carats of gold. So I think the highest carat is something like 18 or 24 carats. That one is the most expensive. Plus, you will have the option of choosing a crest versus a stone ring. All right. We're getting more information. The crest, the mold is already available from American Jewelry Company. So we're going to be taking some photos beforehand so that we can share with you. All right. Prior to the event. Now, each person will receive 4 to 6 graduation invitations to the event. If it is that you have a small child, a toddler, they won't need invitations, all right? The invitations are generally for someone who will be taking up a space, like maybe an adult or a teenager, all right? So it's 4 to 6. We know that in some cases, a community raises a child. So there are persons who may want more invitations. but we will see how that goes closer to the event. But for now, 4 to 6 invitations. As it relates to rehearsals, we will have one rehearsal on Wednesday. That's the day before the ceremony. We're asking students to be present. We have been publishing the information because everything that we're presenting here has been on our website. So for persons who are working, we're asking that you ask your company to give you the time, because the graduating class will be the first procession into the venue on the day. So we need to ensure that you get it right. All right. For persons who are going to be participating, parking is going to be available. If you come early on the rehearsal day, you can park in the general space where the indoor sports center is. But you know, once we run out of space there, you're going into general parking. So you will have to pay to park there. So get there as early as you can so that you can take advantage of the free parking on that day. All right. All right, so this has to do with graduation day itself. For the parents and guardians and loved ones who will be coming with you, general parking is available for them. It's a cost of $200 per vehicle. So you will enter, so graduates and guests on graduation day will enter through gates 4, 5, or 6. And this is the stadium complex. Right? So all the entrances are on Otterwin Drive. Now we will have security on hand in the different parking spaces to ensure as much as possible, but that nothing untoward goes on in those spaces. We don't have any storage spaces in the venue itself. So we are asking you to travel as light as you can. All right? Yeah. So as it relates to your invited guests, the procession, the event starts at 11, and that means that is when everyone starts to speak. It means, therefore, that the 3 processions, the graduating class being the first, will start marching at 10:20, which means that your guests and your families must be in their seats before that time. If it is that they're late, the doors will be closed, so they will not be able to enter until the prayer has been said by the pastor on the stage. And that's a long time afterwards, because apart from the graduation, the graduating class procession, there's the academic procession, there is the platform party procession, and then you will have some talking before we get to the invocation by the pastor. So tell your people to come as early as possible. And it is a first come, first seated rule. Persons are to mute their cell phones, that is graduates as well as invited guests. And we are asking, we know that persons are excited and we don't mind the noise. We, however, ask that you tell your relatives and friends that when students are walking across the stage, that you refrain from making noise. Everyone wants to hear their name, and every one of their relatives want to hear their children's names. All right? So we want to ensure that they have that privilege, right? So when you're walking and your relatives getting noisy, that's fine, because they would have heard your name. All right? But once you come off the stage, they need to allow others the chance to hear their name as well. All right? No one can go near the stage to take photos. All right? Persons will have to take photos from where they are. All right? We have official photographers who are present. All right, graduates. I did talk about all of this already. So, but on the day, the same dress code that we would have spoken about for the photo shoot is in effect, and it is more in effect on graduation day. Last year, we had students who appeared at graduation with nose rings, with earrings running up their ear, and they were prevented from walking across the stage, right? Some persons weren't even allowed to join the procession, right? So we're asking students to maintain the dress code even on graduation day. All right. Next slide, Archie. All right, so the procession, as I indicated, you are the first group that will come in. It will start promptly at 10:20. Now, something is wrong with this. So let me give you some more information, because apparently when I made an adjustment to this, but I'm not seeing it there. The procession will start at 10:20. Students, the graduating class is required to be present by 8 o'clock. So the graduating students are required to be on the premises by 8 o'clock. Why is that necessary? Because we will need to properly robe you, and we will need to set you in the right way in that how you will proceed in the room. So we will have to arrange you based on how you will go in the room. We are asking persons to eat something. We're going to have our concessionaires at the venue as well. So if it is that you were unable to eat before you come, we're going to have our concessionaires here for you to buy breakfast and so on. The ceremony starts at 11. We don't want any student with an empty stomach. Considering how early you have to be at the venue with us, we need you to be properly fed. When you're in the room, we provide you with a bottle of water. It will be under your chair. Plus, we will have sweets on hand. We have medical personnel on hand as well. But we're asking you, please ensure that you eat before the start of the event. The graduation ceremony lasts maybe between 3 to 4 hours, depending on how big the graduating class is. So make sure that you eat. All right. There is a special area that is reserved at the venue. It is the basketball court. You will see a large white tent. That is the assembly point for you. So it's not in the venue itself. When you come to National Indoors, you will see a basketball court with a large tent to the right of the venue. All right. So you are going to be taken into the space by your graduation marshal, who will be in yellow or blue gown, right? We're going to be sending out an information indicating how you will proceed in the venue. I was hoping to include it here, but I was having some challenges. So I will see if I can indicate it. I can include it in the presentation before marketing sends it out. So at least you'll have that information. All candidates are to remain standing until every member of the graduating class is present in the space. All right. You will continue standing until after the national anthem. All right. So wear comfortable shoes, please. Next, the order of the procession. So it is the graduating class that will go in first this year, followed by the undergraduate group. And the procession will be the Marine and Nautical Studies group first, the Faculty of Engineering, and then the Faculty of Shipping and Logistics. All right. Now the presentation of graduates. Now each faculty dean will be called upon to present their candidates to the university council chair as well as the president. Now, you will be called based on the programs that you're in, and you will be told to approach the stage. Now, each member of the graduating class will be given a name card, which you will be asked to write your name legibly on. And I'm told by my team that you need to write your name based on how it's pronounced. All right. So if like Keisha, you write K-E-Y to mean key, and Sha, S-H-A. So even if I have a nice name, how you pronounce your name is how. So you'll write Keisha Walker, but you'll write under it key as in Key for the door and sha. All right. Now, the instructions for approaching the stage. There are going to be 2 ramps on both sides of the stage because you will have to walk across the stage and you will shake 3 persons' hands. The chair, and I think the chair, I think he's stand down last year, but you'll definitely have to shake the hand of the president as well as the hand of the registrar, because the registrar will be at the end of the stage and it is that person that gives you your canister, your official CMU canister that you will use when you get your certificate to roll and put it in. So you will need to walk up the ramp, which is on the right side of the stage. You're going to hand your name to the reader, which is the dean or one of his representatives. They're going to call your name. So while somebody's walking across the stage, the person behind that person will give the card to the dean so that they can call your name next. You will walk across the stage. You will shake the hands of the persons on stage. When you get to the end where the registrar is giving your canister, you will turn, because as I indicated, brands will be right there to take that photograph that goes into your package. Then you will descend the ramp and then you will go back to where you were seated and you will stand right there until everyone in your class has received their certificate. Then you will sit down. I need to stress that persons, once you come off the stage, you need to return to your seat and wait until the rest of your class has received their certificate. All right. So post graduation now. Now this is the lovely part, the certification. Right now, there are a lot of students who are antsy because they would have applied and they're not hearing anything. I must apologize for the delay, but the process of determining eligibility doesn't necessarily just rest with your faculty. So there are 4 key players in the process. You have the faculty, then the library, then the treasury, and then the registry. Now, most of the students who would have applied thus far would have cleared faculty. If it is that it's a no, so there are students who have applied who are not eligible for graduation, so they would be rejected by the faculty. So there is a no. So if it is that the faculty says no, then no one else touches that application. If it is that the faculty says yes, the student is good, then it proceeds to the library. The library will indicate if this person has any books or have any money outstanding for them. If once they pass there, they will go to the treasury. Treasury will do the same notation, and then it will get to the registry. All right. Once you clear all 4, then you're good to go. Right? Now, we are preparing a list of all the students who are going to be certified by the university, right? And that list has to go before the academic board because every certificate for the graduating class will be dated the end of October. So you see, we're trying to ensure that your degree certificate is ready and waiting for you when you come here after the ceremony. All right? So we are asking students, make sure that your application and everything is in. All right. If it is that you have subjects outstanding, because we keep getting calls, miss, I have a subject that I'm doing in December, or there's an issue with a grade and so on. If those things are not resolved already, it means that you're not a part of this graduating class. Students who will be certified have met all the requirements for graduation. It means, therefore, that if you are a conditionally accepted student and to date you have not cleared that foundation maths or English or even Pearson, for those persons who came in years before when that was being offered, it means that this is not your graduating year as well. You will not graduate from CMU until you have cleared that matriculation requirement. And the year that you clear that matriculation requirement is the year that will appear on your certificates. So you understand how important that is. Those students who still have subjects pending, it means that this is not your graduating year, right? Students who are doing subjects in December coming, it means that we can certify you come February 2024. We can give you your certificate if it is that you have met the requirement then, but you will graduate or walk in a ceremony for 2024, not 2023. So anyone who has anything outstanding, if you can't tick those 4 boxes that I gave you, it means that this is not your graduating year. All right. Now, to collect your certificate, and we're telling students you're not given your degree certificate on the day of graduation. All right. You have to collect your certificate after. In order to collect your certificate, you need to present us with a written financial clearance from the Office of the Treasury. And you need to come to the registry with that written authorization plus your ID. All right, so you can use a CMU ID or you can use any government ID you wish. If it is that you're not present and you wish to send a proxy or someone to collect your documents on your behalf, you will need to give them an official letter to the university, duly signed in your handwriting, so no emails will be accepted. It must be duly signed by you with a proof of ID, because we will need to ensure that that signature matches your official government identification, and you need to name your proxy in that letter. This is very important. They will also need that written clearance as well. So you'll need to give them that. But this is important. The university doesn't reprint certificates, students. All right? We print certificates only once, which means that anyone who collects on your behalf, if it goes missing, that's your responsibility. All right? So my recommendation is, as much as possible, collect your documents yourself. All right? So no certificate will be issued without that clearance, right? No certificate will be issued unless our gown and everything that should be returned to us is returned to us. And graduation is the Thursday, so we are open to have the students collect their certificate the following Monday onwards. All right. Now, I wish to thank you for listening to me. I know the presentation was much longer than you expected, but I encourage you students to go to the website. I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of WhatsApp messages from students asking for information that is already on the CMU website. All right, I don't mind students WhatsApping me, because I mean, people's mind needs to be cleared. So if it is after this presentation, you still want to reach out to us, we're still answering mails. All right, but as much as possible, we're going to put this presentation on the system as well. Read it, know it, and ensure that you are in conformance. Thank you very much.